Alright, Vintage Air evaporator installation, doing a test fit. And a couple of things I found. My original OEM heater hoses were not where Vintage Air thought they was. So, problem I'd have is if I put everything where they wanted, I would not have enough hose left to put a clamp on. So, all I did was move it over. Going to move over all the other measurements by 1 inch. So that's not too bad. But at least I checked everything before I drilled the holes. What you want to do before you install anything is to make sure you do a test fit. Other thing I found out is because I do not have a glove box, and this installation requires you to hook this brace up and some wiring through the glove box, ain't gonna work for me. So I extended the brace. I had to bend it flat, weld this piece of sheet metal onto it, extend it down, and I'm going to fold it, put a 90-degree angle right here, and you see that green line, and then I'm going to attach it to the bottom here. I'll drill 3 screws, and it's going to screw to the bottom right here. It'll be hidden, you won't see it. I'm only going to have it come about 1 inch in and down, so it'll be good. My wife will love the AC, so she won't care about how that looks. And she's happy, I'll be happy. Otherwise, super tight fit. I don't know if you can see that, but this thing is squeezed in there. I'm going to finish doing a test fit on this, get the holes drilled, and finish that bracket and put it away until I need to put it in here permanently. So I'm done with the fabrication on the bracket. You can see this is where I welded in the extra piece. This is the old bracket, flattened out this bend, and put a 90-degree on this. 3 holes down there, if you can see them. 1, 2, 3. And what they're for is that's the way it's going to screw into the bottom of the mount to the bottom of the dash and hold that up. It's the only way I got it to work because I don't have a glove box. So, bracket modified. Put a little paint on it, and I'm going to do a test fit. So here's the test fit. I'll show you the bracket up here if you can see it. Okay, so that's how the bracket's going to fit. The best I can get it. It's on the bottom. Fits pretty good of the dash. And then wanted to make sure all the holes would line up. So I got all the cables stuffed in there. You see the AC cables here and here. Then the hot water here. And this one just barely makes it. It's going to make it onto here. So it's going to be good. Bottom one I didn't put on. I know that one's going to fit, so I'll check that in a minute. It's tight. Can't see nothing in there. Still got to figure out what I'm going to do over here, because yeah, evaporator's in the way of the radio. There's just no way around it. But I wanted to make sure all the holes fit. That's the way it's going to look going in. At least the test fit works. I'll go and tighten up the these guys here screw on. I got to tighten all these up. Put the O-rings on them and stuff. Didn't do that yet, but I'll do those one at a time. Make sure they stay where they're at. But at least everything connects. So take it back out, put it away for a while, and see what I'm going to do with that. I might just flip those. I don't know yet. I got to figure out where the wiper motor is, if it's going to hit the radio, if I do that. So next project. And I'll finish up on the other stuff in the Vintage Air. I still got to put the condenser on the radiator support and all that. I'll do a little video on that one. But before you get too far, make sure the stuff fits in case you got any modifications like me, no glove box, and see how the whole thing works. This is where I wound up putting all the holes for the Vintage Air. These are my stock heater hoses. In Vintage Air's diagram, these would have been moved over about an inch, both of them. So what I did was I stuffed the evaporator up to where it's going to fit. Looked to make sure that I was able to reach with the hoses they gave me from here to the evaporator for the heater hoses. With that, I had to move everything over 1 inch this way because these guys were off by an inch. Could have got different hoses, but I'm going to use what they gave, and moving it over an inch didn't cause me any issues. Only issue I had, like I talked about, I don't have a glove box, so I had to modify their bracket to make it work, and got all that done. But for the holes, after figuring out that I had to move it over an inch, I minus an inch from all the directions. They have you measure from over here, either this guy or this one of these two edges, to a point. And all these were true. So these were here. I had to drill that one, and then there's one up here I had to drill, this guy up here. And I've already filled in a lot of the holes where you can see here. I filled this guy in, welded those in. I didn't clean them up on this side because I'm going to cover them. You're never going to see them. But the other thing I did was the wiring was going to come out of this hole, which I already filled. And this is a little easier for me to get to, so I placed it here. No big issue. And then the drain, which is right here, that's this hose, I put in between these two, and I'll show you in a second how that looks in the front. Right, from in the front, we got, there's a drain, 2 heater hoses, 2 ACs. There's one of the holes for the mounting. Also, there's my wiring that's going to go from here to the heater hose. I'm not going to have all their wires come out of their harness like they say, because I'm going to modify it a little bit. And then my other hole is this one right up here. So that was it. 2 holes in the firewall, 2 to cut through for the AC, 1 for the drain, and since I closed the one off, that one there I put in where the electrical is going to come out for the heater. But all in all, not too bad. They do a really good job. That's it.